Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPaWrites here once again. Today I have a brand new Destiny 2 video for you guys. This one talking about the Destiny 2 Void 3.0 changes that are coming with the Witch Queen, and I cannot wait. This is going to absolutely be a game changer with builds in Destiny going forward, and I am so stoked to see not only how this plays out, but also Arc and Solar 2 or 3.0 as well. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a ton of build videos, other content once the Witch Queen does drop. I love doing those types of videos. I haven't had any in a couple weeks as the end of the season kind of has been a little bit slow and we wait for the new content. But obviously once the Witch Queen drops, it's going to be all hands on deck, ball rolling, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, as you know, I am a Titan main. I've been maining Titan since day one of Destiny 1, and I wanted to go over how these changes are going to affect the Titan in general, as well as what I think is going to be the most important aspects, the most important exotics, all that kind of stuff that we're going to see from what's already in the past. Now, we don't know of the future exotics, what's going to be really cool there. We don't know what else is going to be coming as far as weapon builds, but for now, we can speculate on which parts of Void 3.0 is going to really take over the meta, not only in PvE, but also PvP. Now, for the Titan, a Void-enabled Titan is a stalwart shield of fire team where they're serving up Ward of Dawn protective bubbles to withstand furious enemy assaults or charging the battlefield, shield in hand, mowing down opponents one shield toss at a time. Previously, the two supers, Ward of Dawn and Sentinel Shield, were tied to one another from a control standpoint, so that Titans had to use a similar input and sit through a chunk of the Sentinel Shield activation animation before Ward Bubble was created. Now, let's take a look at this. This is the Ward of Dawn fast activation. So he's going. Yeah, it's immediate. Okay, so that's really cool. Love to see that. And I think that's going to be a game changer, not only for the super in general, but also for the Helm of Saint 14, which could have a big effect in PvP now going forward. It's going to make it more viable in PvP especially, and allow for better timing within PvE when you're doing raids and whatnot. Now, we're also going to see a change. So with Void 3.0, the two functions are separated, with Ward of Dawn having instantly activation. In addition, Ward of Dawn has been moved to the fastest super cooldown tier, making it much more available to the Titan in need. Again, this is something we might see a gradual uptick in use going into Witch Queen, because I feel like it's going to be a nice tool to have in your tool belt for sure. If a hunter were to jump at you and cast Blade Barrage, the Titan can now pretty reliably activate Ward of Dawn before any of the enemy supers land and survive as a result. That's crazy. Before, it would take so long. Obviously, the Blade Barrage would be inside the bubble and obviously kill you before you get a chance to fully activate it. And then once you activated it and you died, it would go away. So I like that a lot. Just as before, Sentinel Shield will allow Titans to traverse the battlefield, bashing foes with their Void Shield or tossing their shield as melee attacks. Thrown shields will damage opponents and apply Volatile if controlled demolition is equipped, while Shield Bash kills will grant a full Overshield. The full Overshield is awesome. I like that a lot. That's going to make things like Doomfang Pauldron very effective, and I'm really excited to see how that plays out going forward. And then here's an offensive bulwark right here, little clip. So he puts it down. Okay, that's really cool. The way he tosses that down, and then he tosses his shield. So yeah, I like that a lot, honestly. The animation is really cool. Being able to throw the shield is effective, and is gonna honestly gonna have a big impact when it comes to like, for example, your Severance Enclosure where you want powered melee kills. You can use your Throne Shield to finish off enemies and get that explosive kill. That could be really cool. There are 3 Titan aspects to choose from in Void 3.0. Controlled Demolition. Hitting a target with a Void ability or volatile detonation will make them volatile. Bastion. Casting Barricade generates Overshield for yourself and nearby allies. Those bunkering behind the shield will generate overshield over time and extend the overshield's duration. Again, that is absolutely huge for staying alive in harder content. So I feel like Bastion will be very, very effective, especially if you put it with something like the Ursa Furiosa, which could be very interesting. Offensive bulwark, while you have an overshield or inside the Water of Dawn, grenades charge significantly faster and you have increased melee damage. You also gain an additional shield throw for your Sentinel shield. So I have favored controlled demolition mid-tree Sentinel in the past because the volatile the detonations are really fun, especially in PvP. But in PvE they're good but not useful at the higher end content, unfortunately. Now Bastion, it looks like it's going to be the main go-to in harder content, where offensive bulwark will be really a lot of fun, I would imagine. So one of the things that people often forget about something like Helm of Saint 14 is it does work with Ward of Dawn as well as your base shield, because Helm of Saint 14 says Ward of Dawn blinds enemies and grants overshield guarding blinds. That's the part most people forget. So if you run Void Titan 3.0, the main shield is going to always be the banner shield. So if you didn't know, banner shield, guard with sentinel shield to create a defensive wall. Allies who shoot through the wall have an increased weapon damage, and guarding allies makes the shield last longer. So because of that, we might see that used more often as well, because now you can mix and match the banner shield with, for example, offensive bulwark, or you can also run it with controlled demolition, so you can mix and match a little bit better there, which I'm very, very excited about. So some things to know that I didn't go over. So suppress, which every class is going to have now, instead of just the Titans having the suppress grenade. I don't mind that. I think it's a good thing, especially when we're seeing it work on PvE enemies like the Hive Guardians. So I think that's a good idea. Weaken volatile. It explains all of what this means here. And so that makes a big difference when it comes to how the play style is going to work, what we're going to see going forward. So if you haven't, I highly recommend reading this article. I'm going to link it in the description down below. It's on Bungie.net, and you can see the URL at the top of the video. So anyway, now that we've talked about in general what's going to be changing with 3.0, we don't have all of the fragments that we're going to see yet. However, we get a good estimation on which exotics are really going to benefit from this. And like I said, for me personally, Helm of Saint 14 is going to be a big winner, because it's going to be the most universally used in something like PvE. We're also going to see other options, like I wonder how much damage the shield throw is going to do, and if it will pair with something like Worm God Caress, if it's going to pair with something like the Dune Marchers, anything like that. That could be very, very interesting. And overall, I'm very excited to see how everything kind of pieces together once we do get Void 3.0. I'm very excited for the reasons that I talked about before, but also I think the builds are going to just be a little bit more separated. What we see now in Destiny too often is that everyone runs the same thing because it's the most effective thing. And that's going to happen. There's always going to be a meta. However, if you can kind of tinker and tailor a little bit more to your playstyle, like we have with weapons, where you see all kinds of different perks and everyone has their favorites. Sure, there's certain god rolls that people like, but not necessarily the only ones to run. For example, if you don't slide often, something like slide shot might not be your cup of tea, and if you play in the air more, then you're going to be using the mods that affect in-air accuracy, stuff like that. And I think that's where changing up the way these subclasses work is so vital, because I know with Stasis coming out, there were so many different ways to tinker with and upgrade your character with the Stasis subclass, and it just makes a world of difference when you're looking at, okay, what is the play style that I specifically want to play. Do I have to play this certain way all the time in order to get the most out of the subclass? Or can I kind of tailor it to suit my needs? And that's something I hope we see more of going forward. And I'm very excited to test it out once Void 3.0 does drop. Again, if you enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button. I am very excited to see how all of this plays out. My name is JoPaWrites, and I'll catch you all later.